Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Zombie Gaming here again, and welcome back to more of The Division, guys. This video is pretty dang sick. It's Game Informer got a chance to play some of the story missions, and not everyone watches them, so I wanted to do like a little bit of an analysis video on this story missions. I think it's like the fourth story mission, and basically the gist of it is that they're going as a team and they're trying to extract a doctor for the medical wing of the base of operations, and we've learned that there's three sections of where skills and the base of operations works, which is medical, security, and tech. And so I think this is, part of the story, and they're trying to get their medical wing upgraded a little bit. But guys, this gameplay is absolutely awesome. This is like first-hand story mission stuff, and I don't know if I'll commentate over everything of this video, but I at least wanted to show you guys this and give you guys my thoughts on just around this video. And so it's really cool. You guys can see, this is how the game is gonna play. This is how it's gonna play, when you're playing the story. And they were talking, and it's fully, compatible with if you want to do the campaign in single player or if you want to do it as multiplayer. But it looks awesome. The gameplay is really nice. It's really smooth, and something that they brought up, which I thought was very interesting, which was that it was way more like Destiny than another kind of game. They said it was more of an RPG. The developers, Ubisoft, was talking about how bullet spongy the bosses are, and how just the people in general are, and how it's going to take a while to take them down. And it's just very interesting, because that's a lot like Destiny, where it takes a while to kill some enemies, and there's all sorts of enemies, which you guys will see in this video. There's all sorts of types of enemies, and yeah, so this, it's, like I said, it's very bullet spongy, and they said before anything else, before a shooter or anything, it is an RPG, and that's what they want it to feel like. And making things more bullet spongy is kind of one of their ways of doing that, so you can feel like you can level up and progress with the skills that you learn and successfully use them in a variety of situations. That's kind of what I drew from it. But as you guys can see through this gameplay, there's some skirmishes that go on, but they're fighting a certain faction that kind of took over, because Madison Square Garden is where these guys are now, and they took over, or that after the outbreak, they used Madison Square Garden as like a hospital medical area, and this faction kind of took it over, and so they're trying to get through it so they can get the doctor out. And you guys can see there's plenty of gameplay, and this was actually reduced to 15 minutes. As opposed to normally where they said it took, 30 to 45 minutes. And so there's a lot of looting. You can that guy right there just restocked. So there's you can loot, you can explore the areas between your fights that you're going to get into, and then you can just continue on and continue with the mission. And you guys can see there definitely are subtitles and stuff. We don't know much about the story as of this point, the context of this, but, I mean, obviously, it's pretty simple to follow. You're trying to upgrade your base of operations, and you had to go get this doctor, so it's very very cool. I'm very excited. The gameplay was awesome. It's really great, and I don't know how many of you guys have seen it, but it's pretty sweet. You can see it basically. They were talking about there's two sides of this game. There's the Dark Zone, which is more PvP, and then there's a strictly PvE area, and this is strictly PvE. And basically, it's, you can engage however you want, and if you're doing this in single player, the enemies are scaled down, so there's not going to be nearly as many of the enemies in single player as opposed to if you're playing with 4 players, So it's pretty cool. It's pretty, balanced, I think, from what I've seen. But the gameplay really covers everything you'd see in a mission type setting. It doesn't cover, outdoors in the open world, but except for like right at the beginning. But you guys can really see that you can experience it in inside and outside, and this one really covers a lot of what you guys are going to see in the PvE side of things, the open world kind of feel. So yeah, that's this mission. I'm probably just gonna let this play out with some music, but yeah, I just want to give you guys my thoughts. It's very, very cool. There's not much new here, so to speak, but there is, you know, it's kind of just showing you guys showing us what the game is looking like, because, you know, we've seen a lot of stuff about the game, but this is kind of it all coming together into a story mission, and I hope that more story missions are like this, but I also hope that there's different ones, because as you guys can see, these guys are looting, and you can loot, you know, however much you want, and then you can just continue with your mission. So it's kind of like, it reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 5, where you can, I love that game, by the way. If you guys don't have it, you should definitely get it. That's completely off topic, but I definitely recommend it. But basically, it's an open world, and you select a landing zone, and you go in, and you have your mission point, but then all throughout there's different outposts and bases where you can get more materials, and you can capture them. You can, you know, kind of get different routes of attack that you want to go about doing, and it seems, I don't think it's quite the same here, but it seems like each and every mission you can do however you want, and because these guys, you know, they're about to get into a fight right now, but it's, you know, they're still like, they can do whatever they want. They can, I mean, this one is in a building, so obviously they can't, you know, go outside and explore, but I'm sure if you were outside, you can loot just like these guys are doing now, but then I'm sure you can also go out and explore and maybe get some better stuff before you go on that mission, because something that Ubisoft has stressed a lot in this game is that there's no loading screens. And, you know, that would be cool. You load up a mission, and I hope it's like Metal Gear Solid 5, where you drop down in the open world, and then you can just choose a mission from there. You're already in, you can choose a mission, and it automatically just selects it, and then you go to the area where the mission is played, and, you know, you're there, you're doing it, and then you can do, you know, the side ops in Metal Gear that you can do. And I have to say, sadly that's not the case with Destiny. They compared this game a lot to Destiny, which is, I think it's appropriate. I mean, they're both you know, kind of role-playing games above all else. And you know, Destiny has loading screens between every mission. You can go on patrol, but you can't start missions from there, which is something that you can do, which I think is going to be a huge selling point for this game. But yeah, it's super, super cool, and, you know, just this story mission really kind of highlights everything they put into it, and the beta is coming up, and I'm super excited for that. But again, a lot of this is inside, and I think they found the doctor right there, and there's just people, and they have to, they have to kind of extract them out of there and get them back to their base. And you guys can see he's only level 4. The person who's playing this gameplay is only level 4, and that means they can only have one skill, one special item, and you guys can see he keeps like, it's kind of like a little mini rocket launcher, kind of like in Halo. It shoots a sticky grenade, and he keeps using that because that's his only skill. But I think at the end of the episode, or the end of this video, the end of the gameplay, he gets to level 5, and then that unlocks another skill slot for him to use, and it recharges over time. So they compared it a lot to Destiny, so that Destiny is, you know, Destiny has the same thing. They're tied to the bumpers where you can use your melee or your grenade, which are different for each class, and that's something that is really big here. You guys can see there's loot that's kind of like Destiny. There's uncommon, there's rare, and then I think there's purple and orange as well, but I don't know if you see that much in this video, because it's a pretty low level mission. But they did say that once you complete a story mission, you can go back and redo it at a higher level, which, you know, I would assume comes with higher level gear. That would make the most sense. That's kind of, you know, how games work. So yeah, you guys can see they get loot, and you can see him cycling through his weapons, and it kind of skips around to show you know, them kind of skipping some of the looting stuff and getting more into the action. But the levels go a lot of places. You guys can see they're above the actual stadium now, which is really, really sweet. And as I was saying before, just so I don't get too off topic, it really stresses the customizability of your class. So this guy is kind of, he seems like, you know, he's only level 4, so he can't really completely customize his class, but he has the sticky grenade, so he seems like he's going to be more crowd control, kind of damage dealing stuff, and they never switch skills in here, but you can switch skills, and that's the beauty of it. You can have 2 skills at any time, I believe once you're past level 4, or once you get to level 5, I mean, and you can that's the beauty of it, like in Destiny, where, you know, you had your class, and you could kind of select the perks and nodes that you wanted to make kind of your own playstyle. This one really stresses that even more, and you can, you know, completely choose your playstyle. Like, you can have a solo playstyle, and I was thinking about this because when the game comes out, I'm going to be doing, you know, single player stuff. I'm going to do the single player campaign, and then I'm probably going to get up with some friends, either KG the Gamer or the Fresh Pairs. We're going to hook up, and we're going to do Dark Zone stuff, and I might just go about it solo, because I feel like that's the harder way to go, but I feel like I would get a lot better at the game doing that. And then I could just join random people, you know, you can join their squads, but I was thinking more for a solo playstyle, I would focus on healing myself, more of a healing and defense class. But you guys can see that grenade he just threw, or a sticky bomb or whatever, it disoriented the guys, and it kind of made them spread out, and he's using it again, I think. And so you can see there's the enemy can use the same stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, for a solo style of play, I was thinking, based on what we've seen, you know, staying alive is important. And as they entered this area, you guys can see it said a no respawn zone, which is just like in Destiny with the darkness zones. And yeah, so it's similar. So I assume if you die, you have to restart from that last checkpoint. And you know, that's something that I found cool. And so he just leveled up to level 5, and that you can see it says unlock skill slot. So that's what I was referring to earlier, is you can do that. But as I was saying, I keep getting off track. Is that I think a medical / defensive style of play would be best for solo, because they stress the importance of cover a lot, like a lot. And I think that would be a perfect playstyle. Maybe have a healing grenade for yourself, and then maybe do some kind of defense. I don't know what kind of defense skills there are, but I think that'd be really cool. But as you guys saw, you know, there's like I said earlier, there's all different types of enemies. There's those guys that are rushing up, and the guys that kind of stay back. And as you guys can see, the guy with the yellow bar of health, it looks like he has 2 bars of health. I'm pretty sure that's a sub-boss, or the boss of, he's the boss of the mission. He's like a mini-boss kind of thing. And you have to take him down, and to end the mission. And then at the end of the mission, you guys see they get loot and stuff, which is just like it works in Destiny. And I believe everyone gets their own loot. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. And so you're not gonna have to divide your loot. So it's similar to Destiny in that way. And I think a lot of people who like Destiny are gonna like this game. I feel like they're gonna like. I love Destiny. You guys know that if you guys follow my channel. But this game is just. It seems like it's not really sci-fi like Aliens, but it seems like it's almost better in every single way. So I'm excited for it, guys. And I hope you guys are too. But this gameplay is super. You know, there's a ton of stuff. It's super, you know, information heavy. And yeah, so they're about to take on this guy, and you guys will see them get the loot. But it's so cool, and I can't wait to do this mission for myself. I can't wait to see how it plays solo, because we've obviously seen, you know, a ton of multiplayer stuff. They really do stress multiplayer, but they've been constantly talking about how it can play in any style of play. You can do it solo, you can do it with a group. So I'm not worried about, you know, finding people to do that, and that's something, you know, you really need to have a group for like Destiny. But yeah, see, they just completed the mission, they got some loot, and then they can, you know, see those little green and white beacons. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and as always, I'm Zombie Gaming MC, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.